For this tutorial you will need your selected yarn. I'm using Stylecraft Special DK in the colour Parma Violet. You will need your crochet hook equivalent to your yarn that you're using. I'm using a 4mm. You will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. Okay, so for this tutorial you're going to be working in multiples of 4. So ideally across your work, whatever you're working in, this will amount to multiples of 4. If not, don't worry, mine is actually 1 short, so I'll show you how you would adapt your work in that case. But I'm going to start off by attaching my yarn in this corner here, and then I shall show you how to work the pattern. Okay, so because I'm working off a solid granny square, each time you add a row to the granny square, you actually add 2 additional stitches in the corner. So I will have 2 extra stitches here and 2 extra stitches here, which is 4. But you can start wherever you want on your side, but I'm just going to start in the corner here. I'm going to start off by chaining 3, which will class as my first treble crochet. Now remember, I'm working in UK terms, so a treble in the US is known as a double. So that will be my first stitch. I'll then go ahead and do another treble crochet. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So I've got my first 2 trebles just here. I'm then going to do another 2 trebles into the tops of the next 2 stitches. So 1 into each, so that's 1 and 2. So that's creating the basis or the foundation for our wave. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn my work, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain from our first stitch. So insert, grab the yarn and pull through to make a slip stitch. We're then going to turn the work back round again so that we're actually going in the correct direction. And you'll see that you have this loop here which is formed now. So it almost looks like a basket. So we're going to be working around this loop here, and we're going to do 7 treble crochets around that loop. So remember, a treble in the US is known as a double. So it's yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that has now made our fan or our wave. So now what we want to do is we want to do a treble crochet into the next 4 stitches, so down at the bottom here. So we're going to yarn over, insert, and do your treble, and you can see that that stitch anchors down that wave just there. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to create our anchor for our chain, for our fan again. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the work, but this time we're not going to insert our hook into the top of this chain. We're actually going to put our hook behind this gap here and through this gap here, and we're going to do a slip stitch. So grab the yarn and pull it through both of those loops on the hook. It can be a little bit fiddly, but you just want to pull that through there, and then you're going to chain 1 just to anchor that in place and turn your work. And we're going to do exactly the same thing around this chain, so 7 treble crochets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So we now have our wave starting to form, and you're simply going to repeat this all the way along. So you're going to do your treble into your next stitch down at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work and then repeat the process that we did on this second wave just here. So I'm now going to continue to the end of this row. If you want to pause the video and work your stitches, and I'll meet you back when you hit your next corner. Okay, so I've now got to the other corner, and this is what my work is looking like. So as I said before, my work was 1 stitch short of being a multiple of 4. So you can see that I've got 1 stitch here, and then I'll have 2 stitches in the corner just here. So what I'm going to do instead, to make this up to 4 stitches, I'm going to do 2 trebles in this first stitch here. So 1 and 2, so 2 stitches into the same space, and then I'm just going to do my 2 trebles into the corner as normal. Okay, and that makes my 4 stitches. I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn my work, and then carry on as normal. So behind that stitch, slip stitch, chain 1, turn the work back round, and do my 7 trebles.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
So we're now at the corner. So what you want to do is turn your work round, and then you're just going to continue and do your 2 trebles into that corner. So you do 4 stitches into that corner in total. So that's my first 2 trebles. I'm now going to do another 2 trebles into the next stitches. So 1, and then move across, and 2. And around the corner you can just work in the same way as what you have been doing before. So you're just going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work, and then put your hook around the same section as you've been doing before. But if you find that your work is puckering a bit as you go around the corner, just come back to this corner, and instead of going around this section, you can actually go around this treble just here, and it just stops it from pulling. But have a go with both ways, see which you prefer, and then make your decision based on your particular project and your particular needs. So it's just exactly the same as before, and then working your 7 trebles. If you want to have a fuller corner, you could maybe add 8 or 9 trebles in this section. Again, it's totally up to you. Feel free to adapt according to your needs. So you would just continue as normal all the way round. If you want to pause the video, work your border, and I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off at the end. So now I've worked my way all the way around and created this beautiful wave border. Now what I want to do is, because I've just finished my last wave and I'm met with my first wave here, but obviously there's a gap, so we're going to need to bridge that somehow. So if you look where this wave actually inserts into, it actually inserts into the first treble of that 4 treble block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook into just this section here. Anywhere around there is fine. And I'm just going to slip stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook and then pull my yarn all the way through. And you just see that pulls that wave into the first one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook into the very start of this wave, the very first wave. So just insert my hook anywhere around there, leave the hook in, you'll already have a loop on the hook, and turn the work round. Now with my hook, I'm going to do what I would do before, so insert my hook around the back of that stitch, of that loop, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. So this might be a little tricky, so take it nice and slow. So you're going to pull through, then you're going to pull through the work that you've already got, and then you can turn the work back round and you'll notice that you'll have 2 loops on the hook. Grab the yarn and pull through that loop again. Pull nice and tight on the yarn, and then you're just going to yarn over and pull through to tie off that yarn. So what you would do at this point is you would grab your scissors, snip off the yarn, and then pull out your yarn. So it doesn't make a completely crisp join. You can actually sew in your end there, but it just makes it so that it follows the pattern relatively well around that corner. So there we go, that is your wave border. I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to keep up to date with any of my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!